I feel, I don't know if you feel like the same way, but I feel like nowadays us physicians get a bad rap.
And how so?
I just feel like out there, you know, a lot of people feel unheard. A lot of people feel like the medical community isn't really like treating them or listening to them. But I feel like a lot of times we can't explain our side either. You know, that we've spent a long time in school. We've been studying for a very long time. We know the science behind things, you know, but I feel like there's a lot of distrust and mistrust in doctors and physicians nowadays. Do you feel like that?
Yeah.
Like before, I feel like your doctor would tell you, hey, this is what's happening, here you go.
Yeah, I do.
Feel like medicine's changing a little bit now, and
yeah,
a lot of mistrust with the doctors and the medical system, and fear.
I do, but I have a little different opinions about that. I think that some of that, especially with the COVID and all of that, I feel like some of that mistrust is warranted. Meaning, you know, I think
for sure.
Yeah, I think, you know, when you give people wrong information or you promise them one thing and they don't get it, right, there's going to be mistrust. And I've always said that patients do need to take more of responsibility in terms of taking charge of their own medical health,
sure.
right? Like in my grandma's time, she just believed the doctor.
Right.
Whatever the doctor told her, she would do. But unfortunately, not all doctors are created equal.
It's true.
So patients have to do their due diligence.
They do.
And they should get second opinions, I think.
But I also want to tell people there's good doctors out there.
There are excellent doctors out there.
Doctors that care and try our best. And we fall short.
Well, I think there are excellent doctors, but I think
there's definitely
and the problem for the consumer or the patient is that they don't know who's who.
Right.
And so that's what hopefully these kinds of programs will help elicit is, you know, you can hear some opinions from experts in the field.
Yep.
And as our disclaimer says, this is not necessarily medical advice that's right for you, but you need to listen to what people are saying. And then
take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. Ask your doctor about their opinions. Yep. And if you're not getting the answers that satisfy you, you should ask another doctor.
True.
Right? That's what we're here for. I think any good doctor should not be afraid of their patients asking for second opinions or third opinions because, you know, we all know that we don't have all the answers.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Well, what do you hope to get out of this podcast, or what do you hope that this podcast gives to the listener? Again,
I hope it's just to give the listener some information, and again, they can take it or leave it. I gotta be honest, I was hesitant to do a podcast because I don't know if everybody knows this, but you and I are probably the most two private people. Oh, you're not private?
No, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I private.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like people know my business or be out there, you know? So
yeah, I think probably me too.
Like my little, you know, I do what I do and I just, you know.
And Hawaii's so small that people know us or know of us.
They do.
Just because family, friends, et cetera. And, you know, you kind of put yourself out there.
You do. So it's a little bit unnerving for me in that sense. But I felt like it was really important that we do this just to get the information out there and for people to, you know.
Yeah. What I was hoping was that I think the problem that I've seen in Hawaii is that people don't know that we do have excellent doctors in our community. I mean, really.
We do.
And we're lucky that most of the doctors are from here.
Yes.
And that's the reason they've returned.
Exactly.
Because if they weren't here, like for example, if my whole family wasn't here, why would I work here and make less money?
Exactly.
And have a super expensive cost of living? I could be living somewhere else and I can buy a vacation home in Hawaii and come here whenever I wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Why would I choose to live here? And I think people don't realize that we have some excellent, I feel we have some excellent doctors in Hawaii.
like that too.
And I'd like to highlight some of these doctors and also pick their brain about some common medical things because I get bombarded with questions that I cannot answer from family and friends about who should I see for this or what should I do about this?
Right.
Or, you know, mom is getting dementia.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? And there's so many common questions that I think we can hopefully gives people a starting point to just start thinking about, and maybe some questions to ask their personal doctors, right, for advice.
Right.
So that's what I'm hoping to do, is I just bring awareness to who's in the community.
Yes.
And maybe a little bit more information about some of these common health problems and questions.
You know very well what you do. I know what I do, but we don't necessarily know, even though we're doctors.
Exactly.
We don't necessarily know all the nuances that other people
people think that
other
just
physicians have. You know,
well, I know at least for my family, people think that, well, just because you're a doctor, you might know everything about theirs. And I tell them that I'm like, ask me a question about your hip or knee, but
it's hard, right? Yeah.
I don't know what's happening with your stomach. You gotta ask another doctor.
I have no idea when they say anterior or posterior approach. I have no idea, right? So it'll be interesting.
Anyway, hopefully some of our guests will help with some of these questions.
And hopefully it'll be fun and something that people will
fun and interesting for
want
people
to listen
to
too. Yeah.